From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring.
Good evening, this is ATN Global News at 9 p.m. First, the headlines. Court declares Obasa's removal as Lagos Speaker illegal. Benue attack death toll rises to 11. Reps summon Rivers sole administrator Ibok Ete Ibas. Dangote refinery slashes petrol price to 835 naira per litre. China gives U.S. conditions to open trade talks negotiations. Cristiano Ronaldo makes final decision on Al Nassr future. And Fino denies selling 10 billion naira estate.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economic, sports, and documentaries. So catch all your bits on the
Welcome back. Edo State Deputy Governor Dennis Idahosa has reassured the state residents that Governor Monday Ekpebolo's administration would bequeath the state a vital public and civil service for effective service delivery. Idahosa noted that to focus and rejig the state's bureaucracy. Idahosa stated this in a press statement on Wednesday by his chief press secretary Friday Agedu. The Deputy Governor gave the assurance while playing host to members of the forum who paid him a courtesy visit. Acumen was needed to stimulate, enhance and enthrone effectiveness and efficiency in the system. While commending members of the forum for their meritorious and unblemished service to the state, he stressed that the legacies they left behind remained reference pictures when reviewing the contribution of civil and public service in evaluating the gross domestic product of the state. Ogun Area Command of the Nigeria Customs Service said it intercepted no fewer than 3 single-barrel long guns, 100 pieces of cartridges, 150 sacks of Indian hemp, and 7,242 bags of rice at different locations in the state. The Customs Area Controller Mohammed Shuaibu closed bags of PMS of 25 liters among others. He noted that they were intercepted at Abeokuta axis, Ilaro, and Ipokia and Idiroko area of the state, with its cumulative duty paid value amounting to 314 million naira. The Comptroller explained that in order to ensure smooth and legal trade while enforcing government fiscal policies against smuggling operations, the last 3 months had been dedicated to working together, combining, coordinating and interacting with important stakeholders both inside and outside the nation. Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde yesterday shed light on the rejection of coalition, alliance and merger proposed by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. He said the merger or coalition talks are unknown to the main opposition party. The governor retreated the resolution of the PDP Governors Forum, which distanced itself from the coalition. Defending the communique of the meeting, Makinde said the resolutions reflected the wide consultations with party stakeholders, emphasizing that the Ibadan meeting was a based coalition of opposition political parties and constitutional. In a judgment delivered on Wednesday, the court also nullified the proceedings and resolutions of the House held on January 13, 2025, during which Obasa was ousted. Obasa had filed a suit against the House of Assembly and the newly appointed Speaker at the time, Mojisola Miranda, to challenge the legality of his removal. He contended that the sitting during which he was removed was unlawfully convened, lacking proper authority or any formal delegation of power from the Speaker's office. Obasa's legal challenge was anchored on 9 grounds, relying on provisions of the 1999 Constitution, all decisions taken during the contested session. The Lagos State Sexual Offences and Domestic Violence Court in Ikeja has ordered the remand of Adeshina Adeyemi, who is accused of raping a 17-year-old girl. According to reports, the defendant allegedly committed the act of rape on 2 occasions, 15 August 2019 and 22 February 2020 imprisonment upon conviction, while Section 173 stipulates that unlawful assets is a felony punishable by up to 3 years in prison. The defendant pleaded not guilty to the charges. Following his plea, the prosecution counsel Inu Midon Solarin requested that the defendant be remanded in a correctional facility. She also informed the court of her intention to present 5 witnesses in the case and requested a Yoruba interpreter. With no objection from the defense counsel, Scholastica Nwogu Judge Raman Oshedi ordered the remand of the defendant. Death toll from in a hard-to-reach area later that evening. By visited the devastated community on Wednesday, he offered condolences to the grieving families and reassured residents management agency has been tasked to move in for needs assessment and provide emergency response to those in need. The attack on Otobi is the latest in a disturbing string of assaults along the Otukpo-Ado Road from Okpamaju to Asha 1 and Asha 2 down to the Ebonyi State border. Kano State government has vowed to take decisive action against any teacher or school staff found guilty of sexually harassing violent crimes were arrested with recovery. He said 24 armed robbery suspects, 14 suspected drug dealers, 7 suspected motor vehicle thieves, 5 motorcycle thieves, 28 suspected thieves, and 79 thugs were arrested within the period under review. He noted that to ensure in the state, the command plans to conduct a series of community-based engagements and intelligence-led operations at strategic locations to prevent crimes and maintain law and order. Jigawa State government has made a significant decision regarding the attire of female security operatives in the state. According to a recent announcement, rather than that which destroys the country. He likened the challenges faced by journalists to those of security operatives. While acknowledging the importance of press freedom, he urged journalists to use that freedom judiciously. Also speaking, the national president of the NUJ, Alhaji Al-Hassan Abdullahi, has banned night grazings in all parts of the state following the spate of attacks and killings in some communities. Mofs Wang issued the ban in a statewide broadcast on Wednesday in Jos over the prevailing security challenges in the state. The newsman reports that on April 2, gunmen attacked Hoti, Josho, Darfur and other communities in Mangona district of the locality. Similarly, gunmen on Sunday attacked Zike and Kimapa, communities of Kwal district, Iregwe Chief Don of Bassa. In both incidents, the attackers killed scores and destroyed many houses and other between farmers and herders. Thanks President Bola Tinubu for his commitment towards achieving lasting peace in the state. He promised to constitute a fact-finding committee comprising of respected independent voices to investigate the root causes of the violence and offer actionable recommendations. You're watching the Global News on Atlantic Television Network.
On the fact today, on 18.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honourable
You human trafficker.
Honourable
You're a human
to export all the country. So no agreement with the EU, but
Welcome back. This is the global news on Atlantic Television Network, and now to the rest of our stories. President Bola Tinubu has congratulated prominent businessman and philanthropist Dr. Oladele Faje Mirokun on his 75th birthday, praising his lasting contributions to Nigeria's private sector and national development. In a statement issued by his special advisor on information and strategy, ad hoc committee on River State Oversight has invited the state's sole administrator, Vice Admiral Ibok Eta Ibas, to appear before it on Thursday for an interactive session. The interactive session with he has wronged you. Let's assume that Fubara has offended the minister. Has he come to seek forgiveness? I am not saying there is no offense and there should be forgiveness, but he has not even come for forgiveness. According to Olayinka, Wike has not accused Fubara of personal wrong change in post towards Wike, noting that Fubara once worked closely with him. Nigerian police force has declared wanted Iheoma Julia Ineji, a daughter of the founder of the Ineji, chairman of the Independent and Order. United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs has decided to shut down its operations in Nigeria. Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Professor Nentawe Goshwe, disclosed this on Wednesday during a validation workshop on the Anticipatory Action Framework for Nigeria held at the National Counter-Terrorism Center, Office of the National Security Advisor, Abuja. According to him, the UN Resident and Humanitarian Coordinator Mohammed Fall had informed him about the decision. Professor Nentawe said northeastern states. He described as unfortunate the decision by the UNOCHA to pull out of Nigeria in the face of daunting humanitarian challenges still experienced across the country.